All right, so we're meeting for the first time, Mikela, and I hope I'm saying this right.
Yes, you are.
Fraudenberg?
Oh, Freudenberg.
Freudenberg. Okay, okay. Like Sigmund
Yeah.
Freud.
Yeah.
So Freudenberg.
Yes.
So you're here for the very first time. Thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah.
And I would love for the group to know a little bit about you. So, if you would tell us, first of all, maybe where you were born, where you're raised, but what your ethnic background is, and maybe where your name came from, first and last name.
Yeah. So I am from San Diego, born and raised. I was born at Scripps Mercy Hospital and moved I'm now in Washington State. I moved here back in 2019. My now ex-husband, but he is 23 years Navy. He got stationed up here, and we have a common daughter. And when we relocated, at the time we moved all together as a family. And when I did end up needing to separate from that marriage, I ended up staying here because as a single parent, this is just much more affordable and easier to build in big tech.
Yeah.
Kind of got caught in big tech, of course, Microsoft, nuclear startups, just kind of the craziness of anxiety. Like you mentioned anxiety with that. It's like, yeah, this place will do that to you on top of the weather being really gloomy. And I went kind of a direction of just fully away from faith. This is the easiest place to become an atheist. I mean, it's the capital of that.
Yeah.
I wasn't the extreme, but I just was not, just really far from it. And then just didn't have a good divorce. Long story short, I left someone who was upset. I was in an interracial marriage. Last name Freudenberg is my daughter's last name. It's legally Doxy, which is my maiden, but I just haven't updated it, so everything is tied to it, and I just need to switch it.
Gotcha.
But I left and he wasn't happy about it. And I divorced in a very small town here, not Seattle, very, on the liberal side. This was a very conservative small town. My ex husband told the court I was a drug addict, alcoholic, and prostitute. The court did not care that I was at Microsoft. They didn't care. I don't even have a speeding ticket on my record to this day.
Wow.
I lost my 7 year old full custody, and they gave her to an active duty military man who deployed all the time. Um,
That doesn't
She's
make
in the other
sense.
room. Yeah. So I'm actually, this was 4 years ago.
Wow.
Fast forward, I'm actually in the process of two appeals right now that are pending to overturn those two judges that took her. Between the two of us, we're about $600,000 into this.
Wow.
The only difference between us is either my skin or he's been in the military 22 years. Again, I don't even have a speeding ticket on my record.
Oh, so
Yeah.
sorry.
So it's
Yeah, that's tough.
interesting. Yeah. Prior to getting back into my faith, I have a really great therapist who actually is a non-denominational Christian. I feel very blessed because I gave her the authority to be able to bring that into our therapy. So 3.5 years with her. And then finally I'm like, okay, I need more. And she's always been the one to encourage community, encouraging me to do the Bible study. And she's always pushing me. And I
Nice.
feel very grateful that God gave me someone like her who's been super supportive to be able to have the talking out of it, but also just now the faith um and here I am. I
Yeah.
As far as the rock itself, I started online. It was Easter 2023 was the first time me and my partner just hopping online because I remember going to services 10 years ago in person when I was in San Diego.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you
And it's
which campus did you go to, or was it prior to that?
Point it went to Point Loma.
Oh, in Rosecrans. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the Point Loma. And it's really crazy because life cycle, how it happens is I went to The Rock originally with the person, my ex-husband who I'm in the appeal with. The person who brought me to the church is the person, and I'm trying to like work on him
Yeah.
getting back, like, hey, you don't have to do this. We don't need to use the court anymore. We don't,
Right.
yeah, it's
Right.
it's been tough, but I also
Oh.
been able to introduce my daughter to Jesus. We went through the kids' Bible, our residential calls 3 days a week. We read our book, and prayer, and also fabulous relationship with their teachers and everyone over there. So it's nice that I've been able to. I say over there. I'm sorry. He relocated to Maryland. My daughter
Oh.
lives in Maryland.
Oh. Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, that's why I went through two trials because I tried to stop it and they let him relocate. And he
With
is
her.
diagnosed. Yeah, he's diagnosed alcoholic and assaulted another black woman 1 week before our trial, and they ignored that and still took her full custody and gave her to me, which is why it's very clear that the 48 mistakes that the court did wrong, they will overturn. And again, this is 4 years I've been going through this, so it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like it's like for me, I'm fairly far in, but
Yeah.
this is kind of like the victory time because it will go to the Supreme Court if it doesn't overturn. There's not a single reason I should have lost custody of my baby. I
Yeah.
was still nursing when they took her from me.
Oh my
So
goodness.
it's like
Wow.
modern
Wow.
day slavery. It actually happened during the huge BLM stuff too. So I'm like,
Right.
maybe the court was angry at me
Yeah.
or angry with people, or they were trying to punish.
Yeah.
I will never know, but I was barely even here a year, and they have full authority and control over my child, my life. San Diego's home. I
Yeah.
moved, and the reason I moved here, the person's not even here anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like but it's been nice. I'm growing into until I can go back to San Diego. I'm think I'm going to start going to this church that I found. It's a kind of a larger size church like the Rock, not as big, but needing an in-person community and not going through everything alone. It's been easier to isolate because it is a
Right.
lot. And I
Right.
don't really know where I fit in as far as like, okay, well, I'm a mom, and then I have my mom friends during the summer, and then my daughter goes back, and then I don't go to the play dates with the child. So it's
Yeah.
kind of difficult being in the middle, but um, I'm getting past that.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry for that. That was a lot. It's
No,
just
no,
that's a
no, no,
really
no.
huge
Don't
part of my
apologize.
life.
Yeah.
It actually is it's my life.
Yeah.
And I feel though since I've given, my life to Jesus and following him, and it's like he can make anything look like you're walking on clouds. I long
Yeah.
distance run. Um, I hike. I just I really am trying to help all of my family. And when it comes to finding their faith, my mom's Jehovah's Witness, which is very tough as well.
Right.
Um,
Well,
yeah, and
let
that's
me,
all how I've
Mikela,
known.
Mikela,
Yeah,
let me
Jay.
ask you this question. You told me as far as things that you do for yourself that kind of help you through the process and alleviate some of the stress. But
Yeah.
what what makes you smile? What brings you joy? What's something you could put your finger on that if it was done or said would just make you laugh and feel loved?
Yeah. Well, really, of course, it's time with my daughter. I think that the beautiful thing is you just would never even know we are separated. In 2021, when I first lost her, I saw her 8 days out of 10 months. And we're talking not even let me have a phone call, and I tell the court they don't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm like begging for just a call and
Yeah.
they don't care. It's really weird. But I have a Cavalier King Charles Romeo. He was a gift from a friend, and he's like my emotional support little dog, and just going around. I've lived by the lake, walk around the lake with him, and
Yeah.
just really the outdoors. Like right now I'm all feeling all sweaty and gross because we just did a 2 mile hike. I got my daughter this past Saturday. I
Yeah.
flew out to get her from Maryland, and
Wow.
um I'm just outdoorsy, and I'm getting her, making her do it. Also, it's like, I don't want you tearing up my place. So I'm
Yeah.
like, let's get out the house. That's when we were kids. My mom didn't let us, we're going for a walk. So
Right.
just being outdoors in nature, and
Yeah.
just tracking my hikes. And I also listen to the Bible, the recording. So I'll have one ear in just because of safety, but just listening to the Bible and being with nature. It's kind of ironic that this is such a very heavy atheist place,
Yeah.
yet there's so much outdoor nature that how can you even deny that there's a creator? I mean, the views here. I
Right.
just went to a glacier last month, like the Bonobo Glacier, which was a full lake, and you could still see it melting off the mountain. And people are looking at it, and how could you not even think that the specific of this is not, not a
Right.
creator? But I think that that connection for me has been just really refreshing. And yeah, so Bible reading with hiking has just been great.
Fantastic. Wow. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing all that. That's
Yeah, it's a
you
lot.
know
Sorry, but
no, don't
and it doesn't.
apologize. And I've always said everybody, I mean, we come here for many different reasons on these Wednesday nights, and whether to be prayed for or pray up for somebody else, or just get some of the burdens off your chest amongst other believers who can pray for you and bear
Yeah.
those burdens with you. And that's what this is all about. For we've had people from all four corners of the U.S.
Oh,
on this,
cool.
and then people that joined us from other continents like Africa and South America. So it's
Wow.
it's been a diverse group. It's up and down. I mean, we go from 6 people tonight to 15 people next week. We just never know.
Okay.
But yeah, this is just a community of believers who are just here for one another, learning about the Lord at the same time, but here to support one another at the same time. So thank you. So don't ever
Yeah.
apologize. I say all that to say, don't ever apologize, but thank you for sharing your heart with us and your struggles.
Yeah. And I actually might be relocating. So actually, my job is down in San Diego now. I just started a new role 2 weeks ago. They
Okay.
even provided a moving stipend,
Oh,
but I did receive, I'm an executive assistant. I support a chief medical officer, clinical trials, cancer research. And
okay.
I just received my first
Civilian
paycheck.
side or military side?
Oh, civilian.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
nothing. I've never been military. I've
Oh,
been
okay.
fully away from the life once
Got
that
it.
relationship ended 4 years
Okay.
ago, 5 years
Gotcha.
ago.
Gotcha.
Just nope, just my brain. Not I don't my brain did it, not his brain. But I received my first paycheck and they taxed me 18%. And I do not think I could be a single parent in San Diego with those taxes. I didn't know that it was that high. I remember it being high, but that's significantly more. It puts me in a position to have to be quite far from work. And I don't think the 2.5 hours of round trip traffic every day is worth my mental health. So
Yeah.
I might end up staying here.
Okay.
And this will all determine within the next like month and a half because
Okay.
August is when I should end of August.
Yeah.
So I'm really in a limbo, but I love
Okay.
my home here and might be moving back down there. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
putting in God's hands if it's meant to be down there, if I'm supposed to be in traffic, or just stay here and visit when I come visit. But I'll
Yeah.
fly out to San Diego this Saturday to visit my parents. So we'll be down there anyways.
Well, we'll all pray for God's will to be done and for
Thank you.
you to be able to follow along what it is that He wants you to do.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. I'm like, laying it all at your feet. There's just so many decisions in
Right.
short time. So I just don't want any authority in it because I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So
Well, let us
thanks
know how
again.
we can help down here in the Southern California side. Um, if there's anything that we can do to help, let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely. Well, thanks so much. And you said it's okay to post this.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All right, thanks.
Yeah. I think it might shock some people actually to see. Most people when they hear any of what I'm dealing with, they're just like, that actually happens in court systems. I'm like,
Yeah,
I've never even had a speeding ticket. I had no
yeah,
idea they still did this.
yeah.
So
It's so sad. Yeah,
it's interesting.
it's no longer about the truth, but about the money, and it's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.